right, hello there.
What's up, friend?
What it do?
CJ, Sasha P, we're back for episode what? 3.
Today's
Trois. See, yeah, we multilingual around here.
multilingual.
So, episode 3, pleasure to be.
Pleasure to be.
Yeah.
Grateful to be.
Grateful to be.
It's been a long little journey we've taken, but we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're doing it.
I think we're doing good too. We want y'all to comment, like, subscribe, share. If you're enjoying the episodes, let us know. Leave us some comments, leave us some laughs. Tell us what you liked, give us some feedback. We're always down for that. You can shoot us an email. Just let us know.
Yeah. We would love to hear from y'all.
Topics, all of that stuff,
So not gonna lie, y'all. Today's word gave us a little...
Yeah.
We were struggling.
Because the last episode was so fierce. We can't keep hitting them with this. It's going to feel like they in school. Who wants to feel like they're in class all the time?
Right. We were so serious.
Yeah.
Why so serious?
Legit. So we were trying to come easy on y'all this episode.
Lighten it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we need that.
We need it. So I'm excited to see how this conversation will go. Although I feel like we've been laughing a lot.
Yeah, we laugh anyways, but we want to laugh more than usual sometimes, and then, everything has its day.
Yeah, we just wanted to soften the blow this time.
Yes.
So this word of the day, coming in hot. This word of the day should honestly tickle everybody's fancy, I feel.
Yeah. And we think everyone knows who this person is.
Everyone knows this person, and if you haven't heard of him, you have heard of him. You're lying.
Yeah.
We
don't trust you.
He's transcended time. Literally.
Age, time that includes age groups.
Age, race.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker.
Ethnicities, nationalities. Yeah.
So
we want y'all to guess, but I don't think you're going to be able
to. No. I think it's kind of like random, but it's like people going to go, oh.
Make that make sense? Let's start describing them, and then we'll hit y'all with who that is. And then maybe
describing. Well, I feel like when we did our little research, I learned some things about him that I didn't even know.
Me either.
Like the name we know him by is really his middle name.
See? A lot of authors have pen names,
which is really interesting.
Yeah.
He studied abroad and actually is a college dropout.
See? Shout out to Kanye.
No Kanye. No Kanye.
No Kanye. No disrespect, yeah.
And he's also, let's see, he passed away in 1991. So when we say, like, this is a timeless person, his works have transcended his life and death. And
it's so true.
Truly a household name.
Yeah. And, okay, so we revealed a moment ago that this person is an author. So everyone, I was saying, every household has at least one of these books on the bookshelf.
At least read one of them.
Yes.
At least.
At least read it. I had some. Did you?
I definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely had, the main one.
Yeah.
But anyway, without further ado.
Yes.
Our third smoking word of the day comes from Dr. Suess.
Yay! See, what a surprise. See?
None other than, his real name is Theodore Suess Geisel.
Who knew?
I don't know if that's like German or something. I'm not sure.
Sounds like it.
So Dr. Suess, and the quote is, "Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you."
That's so cute.
It's so cute. It just brings me back to my childhood.
It's
like,
so
I'm
nostalgic.
immediately like 6-7 years old.
Yes.
So
Dr. Seuss. So does that make sense where we was going with that? Like everyone knows this author.
Everybody.
You have a book, or you at least read one in a doctor's office or something. Like
somewhere, somehow, he came across your desk.
Right.
Whether
it's impossible.
High school, college. I feel like at one point we were using like Dr. Seuss in like a college class I was in once. Like,
cause he like when you really go back, like as we were researching for this word, you know, we're like, this is deep for real to be reading as a kid. Like, but we also said it's easier to program a child than it is an adult. You know,
certainly.
So. He was just like, I'm going to go ahead and bypass these people because that's probably why he dropped out. They was probably saying he was childish or something.
Yeah.
No one will ever read these books, you know?
Yeah.
He dropped out and said, forget y'all, I'm going to make these books.
And hit the ground running.
Drew the pictures himself.
Right. That's what I was just about to say. Like, I think it's so impressive that he, not that it's uncommon, but, you know, to actually be an author and write the stories and then bring them to life with your drawing and your artistry. Like,
that's
what an incredible cartoonist too. I mean, he was like brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to you, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, R.I.P.
Yeah.
And it's easy to write those kind of people off. Like I feel like Dr. Seuss. The old dude who
wrote the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah,
and like, you know,
like that. Or even Mr. Rogers. Like, people like that. Like, the paint guy from PBS. Like,
yeah. What's his name? Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. Yeah, it's like easy to write these people off. Like, man, that's stupid.
They cater to children or, you know, they had this like lighthearted thing. But it's like they taught such, like we were talking about earlier, they taught such good lessons. Especially Dr. Seuss's books. Like, you know, well, what's your favorite?
Well, I mean, I think you gotta go with Cat.
You gotta go. It's like legendary.
Yeah. But Green Eggs and Ham was straight too. Like, yeah. But they always fun filled but that quote is from Cat in the Hat. So like how the cat was. Like, you feel like he's like all over the place and rambunctious, but he's really teaching lessons too.
I know. I remember when I feel like my mom bought me Cat in the Hat, and when I first read it, I would always imagine, because I probably started staying home by myself when I was like, I would say 8 or 9, just like for little small periods of time. And I would always imagine, like, what if Cat in the Hat showed up here? Like, would I let that nigga in? Like,
that'd be dumb fun.
Did you ever see the movie? Like the live version?
Like, was that was Michael
Myers. Yeah. I think I saw it like once.
Same dude played Austin Powers. He played it. That was good.
That was good.
And when Jim Carrey played something. Oh, the Grinch.
The Grinch, yeah. Then you have like that. Oh my God.
That's legendary.
Like, Dr. Seuss, like I think truly kind of like an unsung hero.
Yeah.
Because like even when you think about Cat in the Hat, it's like, he was like, it was a story like, don't let strangers in the fucking house.
Right.
What was this?
These little kids were slow on that movie though.
Who lets a ginormous cat in the house? Like, crazy, right?
And he came in talking crazy from day one. Like,
right.
The first moment.
All the rhyming, all the crazy stuff he was saying. But I think he low-key was teaching them boundaries.
Right.
Because think about it, they was like, no, that's her mom's clothes, and he like, nah,
they should have never let me in.
It's crazy, like he tore that place.
That would have been way different with black kids though. Like, nah, my mama said I can't even open the door, bro. So
we be in the people.
I'm not even allowed to open the door. So maybe the next house, like, movie over.
They might be able to play with them.
Yeah, I know they kind of
2 doors down. They
kind of reread,
right. It was crazy, and I think that was like the one thing that kept me being like, yeah, this would never really happen to me because I ain't opening the daggone door. Like, I remember when I graduated, I got The Places You'll Go. Aww. I got that book. Somebody got me that for graduation from high school.
That's a good, like, graduation, like, gift.
Like I said, such thoughtful. Simple rhymes and verbiage, but it was, like, so powerful.
And now that I'm reading it as a grown-up, I'm like, wow, like, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Seuss.
I want to get this man a hug.
Like, he was
the things you instilled in me. Like, I didn't even know.
Like, you did not have it. If you didn't read Dr. Seuss when you was growing up, I'm going to pray for you.
I guarantee you probably ain't shit.
You having a fucked up time. Right. Guaranteed. You are having the time of your life. Not in a good
morals.
way.
He ain't got no morals.
You don't stand for shit.
Yeah, he ain't got no boundaries. No, I will not eat green eggs in ham.
Sam, I
am.
So what do you like?
You gotta put your foot down.
Man, like, and they didn't realize till the end, like, all they had to do was just like play along. So they was kind of some tight booty kids at the same time.
It was two lessons. You can learn. It's possible to learn two things, you know, from one person, you know.
Yeah. So
he was teaching them like.
First, y'all shouldn't open the door. What your mama say?
Right.
It was she told them when she left. I feel like ending the part in the book where
that's like the first part, the first scene.
Like, I'm heading out.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Don't be doing no shit for clout. Right.
Here come this nigga.
Man.
In the rain. That's another reason I wouldn't have let him in. You was soaking wet.
Right.
But yeah.
There's so many key factors.
It's layers to this shit. Like I said, if we're sitting here at 36 years of age contemplating the life lessons from Cat in the Hat, that tells you something.
It's deep.
It tells you something. So today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you. Yeah. What comes to mind for me is like when you are almost like when you're a child, I feel like you are probably your most authentic version of yourself.
I agree with that.
As you grow up, you start to get jaded and put these bars up and imprison yourself with different rules or things and trauma and whatever happens in life that you get further and further from who you really are, who you were born in, like, to be.
That's deep.
Like, my mom always asks me or tells me when I was a kid, like, I asked so many questions. And then I think, like, as I got older, people always tell you, no, you know, like you go to school and it's like, we don't have time, save your questions to the end. And, you know, all these rules in life just happens and you don't ask as many questions. I feel like
you realize these people are full of shit and don't have the answer.
Don't have the answer. So now that's something I've committed to doing, like, in my life, like, is asking questions. Whenever I feel the need, if it's something I don't know, I'm going to ask. I'm not going to be embarrassed.
People be perping about it. Like,
I'm going to ask those important questions. I'm going to ask the hard questions. I'm going to ask the difficult questions, because that's just me.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you're right. Like, throughout life, things happen to us. People say things to us. We start wearing masks or we start thinking something's wrong with the way we think or behave.
Yeah.
So that's how you put all that stuff on.
Next thing you know, you way down.
You're a whole different person.
Right. You will, yeah. You're not even who you were. I remember when I was in school for theater, that was like one of my acting teachers told us, like, in here, we're going back to kindergarten.
I like that.
You know what I mean? You don't have to, there's no rules in here. Be who you want to be, say what you want to say. Sit down, be quiet, be polite, say yes and thank you and nod and, you know, that shit is done in here.
Right, leave that outside.
Yeah. So I love that. Yeah, it's empowering.
They should do that in every year, you know, when you're in school. But it's almost like school is there to rip that shit away from you, you know? Make you a conformist.
I think that's definitely a part of a larger agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it all the time, like the prison pipeline, school to prison pipeline, and nursing homes, and all that stuff. That single file line, and keep your volume at this, and this is your teacher, and I say that
when the bell rings, goodbye.
Right. And once it rings again, you're late to like.
It's crazy when you really think about it. You know.
So what do you think of when you hear that word?
I really think about like the uniqueness of Dr. Seuss and his story, like that we learned about. But like it makes me think like just authenticity. That's the word that comes to mind for me. Like remaining authentic, being true to you, loving what's unique about yourself, and allowing it to be. That's it. Like, it's no magic recipe or anything, but just allowing, when it comes to authenticity. And most of the time we're putting up blocks instead of just allowing the flow of who you really are to just be.
So I got a question for you.
Okay.
What are some authentic pieces of yourself that you feel you were once maybe ashamed of or ridiculed for that you have now grown to love?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, that question gave me some chills. Wow. I would say always being outspoken, even as a child. Like, it's kind of more respected as a grown woman, and she's so confident. But how do you get there? You know what I mean? When you're being told to shut up when you were a kid, or you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, I did the research, and yes, I do. Like, but because of your age, like, this can't be true, So I always felt like shunned just for, like, Speaking up. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you were basically just saying, too. Like, asking questions. Like, that's like, something doesn't make sense here.
Right.
Can someone explain it to me? Hey, get that guy out of here. Like,
right. Like, just
but that's how you know it's a cover-up.
It's a revelation of ignorance.
Yeah.
You don't know what to say.
Right. Right. So I was really I'm very outgoing, but I'm also really to myself. Like, so I just knew how to keep those nerdy parts of me, I guess you can say, like, that wants to read and be a know-it-all. And, did you know? Like I said last episode, like, did you know? But that part of me, like, I got to keep this under wraps because people don't receive it well, or I got to act like I don't know about this subject sometimes and just let other people talk. And,
don't dumb it down, sis. Don't dumb it down.
I've since come out of that, for sure. Like,
I've noticed it over the years, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go in and, you know how you go through phases in life, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to sit back. But if that's who you're meant to be, if that's a part of your chemical makeup, your DNA, of who you shot down on earth to be, and that's part of your mission, then if you're toning that part of you down, you'll never accomplish what you was here to do.
You going off track.
I know.
That's crazy. Like, you're going off your path.
Yeah.
Just by not being true to you.
And that's what authenticity truly means to me. Like, if you really think and believe in the way you were created is unique to a specific path, mission, journey, and in order to fulfill that, you have to be what's required on that path. And if you going off on the deep end, or you suppressing parts of yourself because you don't think it's right, or because it doesn't fit societal standards, you may never accomplish that mission. And that's always one of my biggest fears, And that's why authenticity means so much to me in every relationship I engage in. Whether it's a friendship, especially romantic, I could never live a lie. Just to have money, or just to please someone else. I can't do that. So, and that's because what if this person is important to the mission? And I'm sitting here entertaining someone that's a distraction, So that's all. It's all alignment requires authenticity.
Oh, the 2 A's.
The 2 A's.
I love that. Alignment requires authenticity.
Ooh. That's a bar, low key, like, because it does.
It does. I mean, it's something I work on, I feel, every day. The thing I love about being authentic is that it has so many layers, from your personal style to how you see the world, how you talk to people, how you show up for people you love. I mean, it's not just one thing,
right.
It applies to so many different areas of your life. And I've been trying to show up as my authentic self 24/7 in my professional environments, where I make money, in my relationships, my familial relationships, my romantic relationships, and like you said, friendships too. And I've noticed, the changes positively that it's had on my life,
And people are gonna shift, We think they won't, or shift out, That's just how it goes. Yeah. But it's very interesting when you say career too. Most people especially Black people, find it hard to be fully ourselves and authentic in the workplace, code switching, all this stuff. And I told myself recently, and maybe within the last year, like, I'm done doing that. Like, not that I ever really was like, hey, guys, but like, even like our pitch and our tone is different. It just is. Like, and that's just how I sound. Like, I can't. Why am I forced to do anything about that? This is my voice. This is my hair as it grows. This is, you know.
This is how I like to dress.
Yeah.
This is, you know what I mean? This is the jewelry I choose to wear.
Right.
This is how, like you said, my hair. Ooh, hair.
That's a whole nother episode. I am not my hair.
But yeah, that's powerful. Yeah. That is very powerful. I love that.
The full expression.
Alignment requires authenticity. That's the name of this episode.
That's the title, y'all.
That's gotta be
it. Yeah. That's so deep because you're gonna miss something trying to be somebody else. Something that was meant for you. The person, your person, the opportunity. Maybe somebody needed to see something in you and they're like, hey, you're exactly what we were looking for today, and boom, but you wasn't
there.
You didn't show up
in your truth.
You didn't show up as you. So they didn't know who you were. Whew. Talk that talk. Dr. Suess showed up just so he could pursue his dream. And look, 600 million copies later.
600 milli. Wow.
20 languages.
Yes.
Such a bit. Well, people like, what a dumb book. What a basic. All right.
Yeah.
He built a life off that.
He sure did.
And lived a good one, you know? And was schooling us. Like, be authentic. Be yourself.
Yeah.
No one's youer than you.
No one's youer than you.
They're like, that's not even a word.
That's like that one quote, no one is you and that is your power. I don't know who that quote belongs to, but I've seen that before. That. And it just always, again, you have to have pride in who you are. Like we were saying last episode, good and bad too.
Good and bad.
Good and bad. You gotta be proud of your downfalls just as you are your strengths, your weaknesses just as you are your strengths, because all that makes you who you are.
That's what makes you you.
You know what I mean? That's all a part of you. Every little piece.
Even down to like, I gotta get deep and nerdy on y'all all the time. But even down to like, that's respecting your ancestry and stuff too. Like, who you are is biological too. Your personality.
That's a word.
Your intelligence, your creative abilities, you know. All that stuff be passed down. So when you don't respect a part of you, it's like you're denying a part of your lineage, you know, not respecting some part of your ancestry there. So even when it comes to like your temper or whatever the case may be, you know, oh, I get this from my great grandma, you know, that don't give you, you know, lack of accountability. You don't escape culpability for stuff. But I'm just saying, embracing who you are, you know. If anyone, especially women, if you ever get a chance, I think it's still on Netflix, but it's called Our Mother's Garden.
My mom told me about that, but I didn't watch it.
It's really nice. It was like just created by a Black woman who was from Louisiana, and she just wanted to do like a documentary about her heritage and the women that came before her. And she kind of started it like, oh, I had my thoughts about my grandma, or, you know, or that what she did was bad, or but you don't really be knowing people's story fully, or, you know. So just even when you're embracing the parts of yourself that you might not find to be the best, you know, that might come from someone else, and it's maybe some healing you're supposed to do of that within your bloodline, you know, instead of escaping like which you're being. You're the one who has to break it, you know, or whatever the case may be. So when you look at it like that too, like this is really heritage and biology, like your eye color, your hair color, your personality, it's all inherited the same way.
And it's all faded.
It's all faded.
It's all faded.
Your mom and your dad combusted to create you. Like, and it's out of 1 in 8 billion or something.
Right.
Like, if you really get down to the sperm cells and everything, like the fact that you exist is truly an anomaly.
A whole miracle. So no one is youer than you.
You like literally.
Scientifically.
Chromosomally. It doesn't happen. Identical twins, though. That's the only, you know.
Right.
They still be having their own personality.
Yeah, and I mean, they're still two different humans. Yeah. Two different souls, hearts.
Yeah, souls and hearts. But if they take a DNA test, it's the same.
Yeah.
You go to jail for your twin.
Now that's wild. I remember, I feel like every kid wanted a twin at one point.
I used to lie sometimes, like, no, I'm Tasha. They're like, Sasha.
You always got to take it to the level of, like, that's the type of kid I was. That's authentically Sasha is to take it to a whole nother level that it didn't even need to go to.
Facts.
Like, you lied to your blood relatives. Yeah, like, I'm Tasha. You ain't got no
twin. I do that like camp and stuff. Like,
but still, people knew. If you would have said that shit to me back the other day, I would have been like, you're on crack.
We never met her.
Whatever.
All right, you think you're talking to Sasha right now? I've been childish my whole life and I always will be. Y'all just need to know that. All right?
I've grown to appreciate it.
Yeah. It keeps you youthful. Let you laugh.
You keep me laughing, friend. You keep me laughing for sure.
Oh, man.
Oh, Dr. Suess.
Yes, that's crazy. You never think that Dr. Suess would have us having a deep conversation about authenticity, but, you know.
Hey, he wrote the words.
That was his purpose.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, that's when it comes to, like, truly timeless literature, it don't get no better than him.
It don't. And anybody can read that. On any level.
And take something from it.
Understand it. And understand it.
Understand.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Wow.
Yeah. I love that.
That's a good one.
And just as we close out, I want to say you are one of the most authentic people in my life. And
likewise.
I've always thought that since we was kids.
Likewise.
That's why I always gravitated towards you, because like you was wearing stuff from the thrift store in high school, and I'm like, this is dust. And you're like, no, I'm like, and then I'm like,
you thought I had on dust?
Nah, but I'm like, this is fire though. Oh, man.
I feel like that's one way I think a lot of people you could tell an authentic person. I had, not to sound shallow, but how they dress.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people just throw on whatever they see other people wearing, are very trendy. So usually that's the first thing you see when you see a person outside of like their physical, like their face. Mm-hmm. It's what they're wearing, their shoes, their clothes, their jewelry, what's on their hands, what kind of watch, and all of that I think does go into your character, your who you want to put out to the world. The energy you want to manifest, what you want people to pick up from you. When you walk into a room, that all goes into like fashion.
It does. It does. And your persona, your aura too. But if somebody walk in with a fully like, this is like a for real ass outfit, and then somebody walk in with a full Gucci, you know, we're gonna have our thoughts. You know what I mean? That's just life. We all do it, you know.
We do. I think everybody, not to call anybody like a follower, but I think we've all followed at some point.
There's some trends that I like, you know, but I always feel like, for me, it's always awareness. Am I doing this because I like it?
Mm-hmm. What's the reason?
Yeah.
Purpose.
So, authenticity.
Alignment requires authenticity.
Let's cheers to that, friend.
That is a word.
A word.
Woo!
We might have 2 words of the day on this.
Man, one generated the other.
Right, yes.
My Lord.
Yes.
Well,
thanks again for joining us.
Always.
Smoking Word Podcast, episode 3.
Episode 3. Holla, y'all.
Peace.